The Mara River holds a dark secret. Mud churns under the African sun. Death hides beneath the brown surface. Marabou storks wait patiently on the banks. They are the silent undertakers. Massive hippopotamuses claim the deep channels. They tolerate no intruders here. A great migration approaches the water. Plain zebras must cross this divide. Thirst drives them to the edge. Survival demands a terrifying leap. The herd hesitates at the muddy cliff. Dust fills the hot, dry air. An ancient predator senses the vibration. Not a single ripple breaks the surface. This is an ambush millions of years old. The zebras snort with growing anxiety. Their hooves stamp the cracked earth. They know what lies in wait. But the grass is greener across. A bold leader takes the first step. Water splashes high into the air. Braying whinnies echo across the valley. The herd swims in sheer panic. Muddy waters blind their desperate eyes. The armored giant makes its move. Jaws snap shut like a steel trap. A female zebra is violently grabbed. She screams in pure terror. The crocodile attempts the death roll. She fights back with unmatched fury. Water turns into a boiling frenzy. She kicks out with massive force. The herd does not abandon her. Other zebras circle the thrashing beast. They deliver brutal, synchronized kicks. Hooves slam into armored reptilian scales. The water turns into a war zone. Panic transforms into raw aggression. She scrambles toward the muddy bank. Her breath is ragged and heavy. She hauls herself onto dry land. The herd emerges dripping and exhausted. They survived the ultimate gauntlet. The crocodile vanishes into the depths. The river claims nothing today. Hippos return to their peaceful slumber. The striped survivors shake off the water. A broken stripe marks the brave female. Marabou storks scavenge the churned mud. Unity is their ultimate shield. Monsters hide in the dark murk. But life refuses to yield easily. Sheer willpower conquers the darkness. Dust rises behind their galloping hooves. The natural cycle continues forever. The river flows on endlessly. The brave herd wanders into tomorrow. Winter grips the ancient Białowieża forest tightly. Frost clings to towering, moss-draped oaks. Red deer navigate the deep, powdery snow. Silence hides a deeply interconnected ecosystem. An eagle watches from a dead branch. The True masters step into the clearing. Massive hooves crush the frozen white earth. A heavily muscled bison matriarch leads them. Steam billows from her deep, dark nostrils. Her curved horns tell tales of survival. The herd follows her every single move. Calves stay close to their massive mothers. Deep in the brush, golden eyes open. The ancient forest provides just enough sustenance. But winter brings a relentless, biting hunger. Massive paws step silently on the snow. A Eurasian lynx stalks through the shadows. The feline predator is incredibly agile. Hunger drives the solitary hunter forward. The lynx spots the grazing bison herd. Adult bison are far too massive. But a young calf is a target. The lynx is lying prone behind a log. White tufted ears twitch in the wind. The wind blows through the ancient pine trees. The matriarch suddenly stops her slow chewing. She lifts her massive, scarred head. Her sharp senses detect the hidden danger. deep, resonant grunt signals the herd. The bison immediately stop their peaceful grazing. The lynx realizes its cover is blown. Tension floods the freezing, misty winter air. The predator decides to make a move. The lynx bursts from the snowy underbrush. It charged straight toward a calf walking behind. Panic momentarily ripples through the young animals. The mighty matriarch instantly leaps into action. She charges to intercept the feline threat. The herd executes a flawless defensive maneuver. The calves are pushed directly into the center. It is the legendary wagon fort formation. A wall of muscle and sharp horns. The lynx halts its rapid, lethal sprint. It paces around the impenetrable living wall. The matriarch lowers her heavily scarred horns. She stomps the snow with fierce warning. The lynx realizes the hunt is doomed. No predator can breach this united fortress. The feline slowly backs away in defeat. The hungry lynx retreats into the shadows. It must be looking for an easier, smaller meal. The bison herd remains in tight formation. They wait until the danger entirely passes. Slowly, the tight defensive circle breaks apart. The calves emerge from the safe center. A white-tailed eagle circles high above them. The scavenger watches the resolved conflict below. There will be no feast here today. The matriarch nudges her calf with care. Her thick winter coat absorbs the cold. The herd resumes their slow, steady grazing. Survival requires absolute unity and raw strength. The ecosystem balances on these brutal encounters. The ghost of the forest retreats. The red deer return to the clearing. Nature continues its relentless, ancient seasonal cycle. It bows only to unbreakable, heavy muscle. The matriarch stands as an eternal guardian. The deep silence returns to the woods. This is the harsh beauty of winter. A perfect, untamed wilderness, frozen in time. The fortress of antlers stands forever undefeated. The mountains are unforgiving and cruel. Jagged limestone rules this harsh kingdom. Survival here demands absolute balance. This is the raw, beautiful earth. Life clings to the sheer cliffs. A titan watches from the summit. He is the undisputed alpine king. His armor is forged in battle from the valleys. The Canadian Rockies pierce the sky. The flock relies on his strength. A grizzly bear scales the rocks. Every step triggers falling rocky debris. Silence breaks across the steep mountain. The ram locks eyes with death. The marmot screams a sharp warning. He calculates the vertical drop instantly. This terrain favors the sure-footed. Loose stones. He will not abandon the cliff. Tension builds on the narrow ledge. He steps upward, finding his footing. The bear is massive, but clumsy. The bear opens its massive jaws. The flock scatters in sheer panic. It corners the beast against stone. The rams charge down the slope. A second ram joins the line. Hooves explode against the jagged rocks. They become a devastating alpine avalanche. The brutal impact echoes for miles. It is far too late now. Gravity reclaims the hungry grizzly bear. Dust settles on the empty ledge. The rams stand victorious and unbroken. They return to their peaceful grazing. Far below, the cycle continues onward. Momentum builds with every single leap. A bald eagle spots the remains. It spirals down on thermal currents. Nothing goes to waste up here. The predator becomes the fallen prey. This sustains the harsh alpine ecosystem. Nature demands a brutal, absolute balance. Shadows lengthen across the jagged peaks. The flock rests on the summit. The ram watches the fading sun. His chipped horns tell many stories. He has defended sacred realm, the terrifying heights. Yet life thrives on the edge. Adaptation is the only true law. Master gravity that surrounds you. It seeks constantly to destroy you. The Alpine Kingdom remains completely untamed. The wild beats with perfect rhythm. In the furthest reaches of the North American continent, a sprawling, aquatic wilderness breathes. This is the River of Grass, a slow-moving labyrinth defining the Florida Everglades. Here, the dawn reveals a delicate, mist-shrouded kingdom hiding profound and ancient mysteries. Unseen currents softly wind their way through dense, impenetrable forests of tangled mangrove roots. Beneath this calm, glassy expanse, one of Earth's most formidable prehistoric survivors patiently waits. Submerged in the quiet emerald shallows, the American alligator embodies the spirit of the swamp. Floating effortlessly just beneath the surface, it is utterly motionless, blending seamlessly into the algae. To gaze upon this creature is to look back in time millions of years. It is an apex predator that has quietly outlived the mighty dinosaurs themselves. The dark waters ripple gently, masking the silent grace of a supreme and patient hunter. Elsewhere in these shadowed mangroves, other masters of the wetland begin their daily routines. A raccoon carefully washes its paws, navigating the tangled roots with calculated precision. Deeper still, the American crocodile shares this brackish domain, a rare and elusive coastal ghost. These two crocodilian cousins coexist in this unique ecosystem, a fragile biological harmony. The sun slowly climbs higher, casting long, golden reflections across the undisturbed, winding channels. In the deeper, sunlit springs, gentle giants drift with a slow and rhythmic pace. The West Indian manatee glides gracefully, a colossal vegetarian grazing in the warm currents. These solitary wanderers rely entirely on the tranquil, undisturbed sanctuaries of the vast wetlands. Above the slow-moving water, the canopy suddenly explodes with vibrant and brilliant flashes of color. A flock of roseate spoonbills wades through the shallows, their broad bills sweeping the mud. They sift the murky depths for small fish, bringing a flush of pink to the green. Nearby, a great blue heron stands frozen like a statue, watching the water intently. With a sudden, lightning-fast strike, the heron claims its first vital meal of the morning. The avian chorus grows louder, echoing through the sprawling canopy of ancient cypress trees. A green tree frog clings delicately to a broad leaf, glistening with heavy morning dew. The vast, uninterrupted sawgrass prairie stretches endlessly beneath a massive, towering expanse of blue sky. As the morning mist completely burns away, the immense power of the sun takes hold. Heat penetrates the shallow water, slowly warming the cold blood of the reptilian rulers. Our alligator slowly climbs onto a muddy bank, absorbing the vital, life-giving solar energy. It is a slow, methodical awakening in a world governed entirely by patience and time. To truly understand this magnificent beast, we must examine its extraordinary and ancient physical armor. Every inch of its massive body is a masterpiece of specialized evolutionary engineering. Thick, bony plates called osteoderms run in rigid rows down its deeply textured back. This rugged armor acts as a highly effective solar panel, absorbing and retaining crucial heat. But this rugged exterior belies a creature of profound and astonishing sensory sensitivity. Along the powerful jaws lie hundreds of tiny domed black dots, almost invisible to the eye. These are integumentary sensory organs, an intricate network of incredibly sensitive pressure receptors. They allow the alligator to detect the faintest ripples from a single drop of water. Even in absolute darkness, it can effortlessly locate struggling prey through vibrations alone. The tangled mangrove roots stand perfectly still, reflecting quietly in the undisturbed, glassy black water. The alligator's eyes sit high atop its skull, evolved perfectly for a submerged aquatic lifestyle. A secondary, translucent eyelid sweeps across the reptilian eye, acting as natural underwater goggles. Vertical pupils expand rapidly in the dim water, capturing every available speck of ambient light. Its visual acuity is unparalleled, tracking movement above and below the surface with lethal precision. The powerful, muscular tail acts as a massive rudder, silently propelling the heavy, armored body. The vast expanse of the Everglades remains a silent, untamed wilderness, completely devoid of man. Other predators here also boast extraordinary adaptations, like the elusive and highly endangered Florida panther. Retractable claws and powerful hind legs make this big cat a ghost of the cypress swamp. In the dense underbrush, a cottonmouth snake slowly unhinges its jaw, flashing its brilliant white warning. Its heat-sensing facial pits allow this venomous serpent to strike its warm-blooded prey with deadly accuracy. The green tree frog possesses specialized toe pads, allowing it to adhere to incredibly smooth surfaces. Every creature here is locked in an evolutionary arms race, honed by millions of years. But none are quite as perfectly adapted to this wetland as the supreme river king. The alligator's incredible lung capacity allows it to remain submerged and completely hidden for hours. Blood flow is expertly diverted from non-essential organs to maximize precious oxygen during long dives. The thick canopy overhead filters the harsh sunlight, casting dappled, moving shadows across the swamp. Beneath the surface, its powerful webbed feet act as precise hydrodynamic brakes, controlling subtle movements. The sheer bite force of its mighty jaws is among the most powerful on Earth. Yet, these same terrifying jaws can carry a fragile egg with astonishing maternal gentleness. It is a perfect predator, a master of both brute strength and incredibly delicate control. Survival in this unforgiving ecosystem requires unmatched stealth, explosive power, and unwavering, supreme patience. The alligator lies submerged among the thick reeds, completely camouflaged in a sea of green. It is an ambush predator, perfectly willing to wait days for a single, fleeting opportunity. A sudden splash in the distance triggers an immediate, predatory response in the great reptile. Propelled by massive tail thrusts, it glides through the dark water without making a sound. High above, an osprey circles the shallow flats, scanning the water for an unwary mullet. With folded wings, the raptor dives gracefully, plunging violently into the river of grass below. It emerges triumphantly with a struggling fish firmly locked in its razor-sharp, hooked talons. Back in the shadowy shallows, a river otter violently wrestles with a hard-shelled freshwater crab. These playful yet fiercely intelligent predators utilize pure agility to outmaneuver their heavily armored neighbors. The vast wetland stretches out toward the horizon, a seemingly endless expanse of pristine isolation. Unaware of the danger lurking beneath, a wading bird steps carefully into the deeper water. The alligator calculates the distance with terrifying precision, muscles coiling like a tightly wound spring. In an explosion of white water and terrifying speed, the apex predator violently lunges forward. The jaws snap shut with a deafening crack, securing the catch in a vice-like grip. It is a harsh, violent truth of the swamp, where survival relies on successful predation. The Florida panther stalks silently through the dry brush, hunting for a solitary white-tailed deer. Its golden eyes lock onto its target, waiting for the absolute perfect moment to pounce. A sudden leap closes the distance, showcasing the raw, feline power of this elusive cat. The great mangrove swamps breathe quietly, undisturbed by the fleeting violence of the food chain. The cottonmouth strikes with blinding speed, neutralizing a small rodent instantly with its potent venom. Every hunt is a critical expenditure of energy, calculated carefully against the chance of failure. The alligator drags its meal beneath the surface, securing its hard-earned, life-sustaining caloric prize. It performs a powerful death roll, utilizing sheer torque to dismantle the sizable, heavy prey. The murky waters quickly settle, returning the wetland to a state of calm, deceptive tranquility. Even a creature this powerful must remain constantly vigilant, conserving energy for the brutal dry season. The sprawling sawgrass prairie gently sways in the wind, a completely untamed and wild frontier. As the feast concludes, the alligator rests silently, digesting its meal under the warm sun. The delicate balance of life and death plays out relentlessly in this unforgiving, watery kingdom. To survive the river of grass is to master the intricate art of opportunistic patience. Yet, this terrifying apex predator is much more than just a brutal instrument of death. The alligator is the undisputed architect of the Everglades, a master engineer of the ecosystem. As the dry season approaches, the endless rivers recede, leaving vast stretches of cracked, parched mud. The oppressive heat threatens to completely dry out the crucial lifeblood of the sprawling wetland. It is during this desperate drought that the mighty alligator performs its most vital ecological task. Using its massive snout, powerful tail, and claws, it aggressively excavates deep into the mud. The untouched wilderness silently endures the scorching sun, an endless landscape holding its collective breath. These deep excavations, known as gator holes, reach down into the hidden, underlying freshwater aquifer. As the surrounding marsh turns to dust, these depressions fill with cool, vital, life-saving water. The gator hole quickly becomes a crowded, desperate oasis for countless suffering, dehydrated wetland inhabitants. A family of raccoons cautiously approaches the muddy edge, driven by a powerful, unyielding thirst. River otters find refuge in these deep pools, swimming cautiously around the resting, tolerant alligator. High above, the relentless sun beats down on a landscape completely dominated by harsh, dry extremes. Roseate spoonbills and great blue herons crowd the shallow edges, feasting on densely concentrated fish. Without the alligator's tireless excavation, this rich biodiversity would inevitably perish in the baking sun. Even the green tree frog finds a moist sanctuary within the cool, shaded, muddy banks. The alligator tolerates these guests, inadvertently acting as the supreme, life-giving guardian of the swamp. It is a profound paradox. The wetland's most feared killer is also its greatest savior. The vast expanse of the parched sawgrass shimmers intensely under the hot, distorting atmospheric haze. As the alligator guards its pool, it ensures the survival of its future prey base. This intricate web of interdependence showcases the absolute brilliance of natural evolutionary ecosystem engineering. Eventually, heavy, dark storm clouds begin to gather on the distant, oppressive Floridian summer horizon. The first drops of rain shatter the glassy surface of the crowded, muddy gator hole. The wet season returns, and the alligator's critical architectural work is finally submerged once again. The once parched wilderness drinks deeply, transforming back into a lush, thriving river of grass instantly. This cyclical dance of drought and flood is perfectly orchestrated by the ancient, armored reptile. The alligator's role extends far beyond predation. It is the fundamental foundation of Everglades survival. Without this prehistoric ecosystem engineer, the vibrant river of grass would simply cease to exist. As evening approaches, the fierce heat of the sun slowly dissipates into a cooler twilight. The sprawling river of grass is bathed in stunning, vibrant hues of orange and deep purple. A profound silence settles over the mangroves, broken only by the distant calls of nightbirds. The alligator glides effortlessly through the mirrored surface, leaving a long, incredibly gentle, V-shaped wake. It is a creature that demands our deepest respect, reverence, and absolute, unwavering ecological protection. To witness the American alligator in its natural realm is a deeply humbling, primitive experience. They are the living, breathing descendants of an era long lost to the deep fossil record. The sprawling wetland stretches out toward the dying light, a pristine, profoundly beautiful wild sanctuary. They have survived catastrophic asteroid impacts, brutal ice ages, and dramatic, violent shifts in climate. Yet, their greatest challenge now is navigating a delicate world increasingly shaped by human encroachment. Preserving the Everglades is not merely about saving a single, beautiful landscape from absolute destruction. It is about protecting the intricate, fragile biological network that sustains countless, perfectly adapted species. The Florida panther, the manatee, and the alligator all rely completely on this interconnected web. When we protect the river of grass, we protect the very beating heart of Florida. A solitary great blue heron takes flight, silhouetted beautifully against the fading, spectacular, vibrant twilight sky. The alligator emits a deep, guttural bellow, a powerful frequency that physically vibrates the dark water. It is a prehistoric symphony, a timeless declaration of dominance, survival, and profound, untamed resilience. This ancient armor continues to thrive, patrolling the quiet, murky channels with absolute, supreme authority. The pristine darkness of the swamp takes hold, untouched by the artificial lights of humanity. In the shadows, the glowing, reflective tapetum lucidum of the alligator's eyes pierce the blackness. They stand as enduring sentinels of the marsh, fierce guardians of a highly fragile kingdom. As long as the waters flow, these magnificent reptiles will continue their silent, vital reign. The Everglades remains a testament to the raw, undeniable, and absolute power of wild nature. Let us ensure that this slow-moving river and its ancient rulers flow on for eternity. The ancient armor of the dinosaurs survives today, beating strongly, keeping the entire wetland alive. Welcome to the edge of the world. This is Patagonia, a land of relentless wind. Granite spires pierce the sky. The vast, wild earth endures. The spirit of Patagonia lives. Only the strongest remain. The wind howls without mercy. High above, a giant watches. The Andean condor glides silently. Below, the golden steppe moves. Guanacos graze in the cold. They are the nomads here, constantly moving, constantly feeding. Hidden in the golden brush, a silent ghost waits. She belongs to the wind. Her coat mirrors the dry grass. She is perfectly camouflaged. She watches the herd intently. Every breath is measured. Every movement is calculated. This is her kingdom. She is the apex here. But life is never easy. The wind steals her scent. It also masks her approach. She moves like liquid gold. To survive, she must be perfect. Look at her anatomy. Built for explosive power. She can leap incredible distances. Her paws are wide. The subtle dark marking over her right brow twitch. A South American gray fox watches. A Patagonian mara freezes nearby. They know the predator is awake. Her muscles ripple under fur. She sees what we cannot. She calculates distance instantly. She lowers her center of gravity. The wind whips her face. Her hind legs are massive. They act like coiled springs. Her ears pivot like radar. She hears a dry twig snap. Evolved for the ambush. She waits for the perfect moment. Patience is her greatest weapon. She does not blink. She is a machine of nature. They grip the loose earth. Thick pads silence her footsteps. Her golden eyes lock on. They gather the fading light. The guanacos feel a chill. A large male raises his head. He emits a high-pitched alarm call. The herd snaps to attention. False security is shattered. The peaceful grazing stops. Darwin's rheas scatter in panic. The female puma erupts. She launches from the grass. The chase is violently fast. She sprints across uneven terrain. Her balance is flawless. The guanaco is larger. It is faster over distance. She closes the gap rapidly. Dust explodes beneath their feet. The wind roars in their ears. She uses her momentum. The struggle is brief. Raw power overcomes sheer size. Only the wind remains. She has secured her survival. But she does not eat alone. She is the anchor here. The black-chested buzzard eagle circles above. The golden steppes remain healthy. The culpeo waits patiently nearby. She controls the grazing herds. The cycle of life continues. The scent of fresh meat drifts in the wind. Scavengers gather in the shadows. Nothing is wasted in Patagonia. Blood returns to the earth. Bone bleaches in the sun. Her breathing slows down. She cleans her majestic coat. The golden eyes soften. The nocturnal shift begins. The wind finally begins to settle. The burrowing owl takes flight. A silhouette against the cosmos. Night falls on the granite peaks. The stars emerge bright and cold. The night patrol begins. She walks the ridgeline alone. Resilience forged in the wind. She takes what she needs. As long as she walks here. Even the hairy armadillo benefits. When she leaves, they feast. The scavengers prepare to move in. She sustains the life cycle. Without her, the balance fails. She cleans her majestic coat. She cleans her majestic coat. The stars emerge bright and cold. She is the silent feline ghost. She masters this violent landscape. On these jagged peaks, the morning wind is a brutal master. To catch the updraft, this giant must first battle the gale. Patagonia is harsh and unforgiving. Yet it is violently beautiful. She is its beating heart.